Well, welcome back. In the previous episodes, which are linked down below, we used clips from Pawn Stars to illustrate why in a negotiation you want to be the first to make the offer, you want to be specific in that offer, and now we're going to discuss why you want your offer to be objective rather than subjective. So here's a few examples using clips from the show of people whose offers are completely subjective.
All right, so what do you want for it?
12 grand.
Where the hell did you come up with that number?
I mean, it's a nice round number. It's
Okay, all right.
$900 would be fair to me.
Okay.
I am hoping to get 7,500.
Okay.
4,300 would be nice.
I'm asking for 125,000 for the statue, and the way that I came up with that number is because of the value of O.J. Simpson, and I know he's worth way more than 125,000 in real life.
All right. I guess I don't know what I expected out of Flavor Flav in his negotiation ability, but maybe a little better than that. Apparently he thinks because the human being O.J. Simpson is worth more than $125,000, therefore this poor quality statue of him should be worth at least $125,000. I don't know. At this point, I'm not even sure if Flavor Flav understands the difference between a statue and a human being. But setting aside that example, let's look at these other ones for examples of what not to do. So the first guy, well, why do you want $12,000? Well, it's a good round number. Okay, so there's no reason why you came up with the $12,000 number, so the other side is just going to totally reject it, which is not what you want. The next guy, well, $900 is fair to me. They don't care what's fair to you. You have to show them what's fair to them, what's going to be profitable to them. Likewise, the next guy, I'm hoping for $7,500. Well, your hopes and dreams are really irrelevant. You need to show the other side why $7,500 is fair. And just saying that, well, that's what I hope for is not a good answer. You have to provide some objective reasons why $7,500 is a good price. And then the next one, well, $4,300 would be nice. Well, yeah, would be nice, but they're not in the business of just giving people what they think is nice. They're in the business of making money. So you have to give them objective reasons for why that's a good price. Now, with that in mind, let's look at some more examples of people who, although they made some other mistakes, they did do a good job of presenting an objective reason for why they're asking for the number they're asking for.
Well, the only other one I've seen went for 18,000, so I was thinking 12,000.
Well, I did a little bit of research, and I saw that one sold online for around 2,500. So I was thinking that a fair thing to ask would be about $2,000.
Well, I was looking to get $10,500 for it. Through my research, I found that they've sold a similar copy in lesser condition for $13,750.
All right, so all three of these people did a good job of presenting an objective factor for why they're asking what they're asking for. However, they all three also did a bad job of not really capitalizing on that by asking too low. So let's look at the second example. He said the only other one of these I've ever seen sold online for $2,500, so I'm asking for $2,000. No, I would have worded it like this. I would have said the only other one I've ever seen sold online for $2,500. So I'm confident in a retail environment, especially such a nice store like this, I'm confident you could get $3,500. So how about we do $3,200 and you make the easiest $300 you've ever made here, okay? Now $3,200 is way too high, you're never gonna get that, but you start off like that and you may end up getting the $2,000 or maybe $2,100 or $2,200. But if you do like the guy in the video and you start out asking for $2,000, you're only going to get less than that. Same thing with this next one. So he said, the only one I've ever seen sold for $13,750, and it was in lesser condition than this one. Okay, doing good. But then he says, so how about $10,500? Yeah, that might be a fair final price, but for that reason, you would never want that to be your initial offer. Instead, you could say something like, The only other one I've ever seen, which was in worse condition than this, sold for $13,750. And you know, with collectors of this kind of stuff, condition is everything. So I'm confident in this shape and in a retail environment, you'd be able to get $30,000 for this. So how about I sell it to you for $26,000 and you make an easy $4,000? Okay, now $26,000 is probably way too high. You may end up getting $11,000 or $12,000. But if you start off with $10,500, you know you're never going to get $11,000 or $12,000. Now, like all the techniques that we learn in this series, you can use it in a variety of settings. So let's test this out. Let's say you're my boss and I'm coming to you for a raise. And I'm going to give you two different approaches. The first one's not going to be so good because it's going to be completely subjective. So here it goes. Hey boss, I'm asking for a $15,000 raise because I've been working really hard. I've been doing really good work, and you know, everybody likes me around here. So how about a $15,000 raise? Yeah, that's probably going to be pretty easy for you to say no to because it was 100% subjective. But let me try it again using objective factors. How about this? Hey boss, you know, it's been a long time since my last raise, and I've been looking at these salary surveys, and it says that a person in my position with my experience on average makes $100,000. Now on my last two performance evaluations, I was marked the highest rankings across the board in every category. So I'm way above that average 100,000. I'm thinking 20% above at 120,000. Now I'm only making 105,000 right now, so that's why I'm asking for a $15,000 raise up to that 120,000 that I've earned. Okay. Now you can still fight me on that. It's not magical like I'm automatically going to get this $15,000 raise just because I used objective factors. But that's going to be a lot harder for you to fight me on. Because those factors are objective, we agree on them, assuming I'm not lying about them. So we agree that my last two performance evaluations were, perfect across the board. We're in agreement there. We agree on this salary survey of what the average salary is. So it just kind of logically follows from the objective evidence that I do deserve that amount. Now, maybe I don't get it. Maybe I only get, a $12,000 raise instead of a $15,000 raise or whatever. But the point is, when you use those objective factors, it's so much more powerful. It's so much harder for the other side to say no to. Now, not surprisingly, the academic literature supports this. In my own studies that looked at over 900 transactions from the Pawn Stars TV show, I found that although it's rare for people to use objective factors, when they do, they get a final price that's about 4% higher than if they wouldn't have used objective factors. Well, check out the description below for links to other videos in this series. As always, feel free to leave questions, comments, or criticisms in the comment boxes below, and I'll see you in the next video.